Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Think Future. My name's Calabugus, and once again, we're coming at you live from deep in the heart of Silicon Valley, California. We're talking innovation, startups, the future. Not necessarily those, and not necessarily in that order. If you're watching on YouTube, just smack that subscribe button and hit that bell. You can get notified when a new show pops up. And if you're listening on your favorite podcast service, please subscribe. And if you like the show, please drop a note on Apple Podcast. Greatly appreciate it. Greatly appreciate it. Now, I talked a long time ago about a book called... I actually have a very, very small library of books which I think are really, really good. Very, very small libraries. Typically what I do with books is this, is that I find a book and I scour everything for every kind of book. So I look at the used bookstores, I look at thrift stores, I look at all sorts of regular bookstores, I look everywhere for books. And I scan through the books, and I look at business books, science fiction books. I look at everything, philosophy, everything, history, everything. I read everything. And what I usually do is I read the book, and then I let the book go. I let the book go. I give it to somebody else. I glean things out of the book, and I write things down from the book, and I do shows based on the book. But then I let the book go. I let the book go to somebody else. I don't keep the book. Except for a small library of maybe about 5 books that I have found so profoundly truthful, so profoundly important that I reread them. I never reread anything except for these books. And I can give you a short list of what I have. So I have a couple of Ayn Rand books. Fountainhead, Atlas Shrugged. I have the, what's it called? Horse Sense, Alan Jack Rees. And let's see, what else do I have? I have The War of Art by Stephen Pressfield. And The Click Moment by Franz Johansson. And I've had Franz on the show. If you were watching maybe about, 80 shows ago, I had him on the show. Interviewed him because blew my mind, that book. That was all about luck. And how people don't understand that the main reason why people are successful is because of luck, right? So, and that's a short, small library. There's more there, but I won't bore you with them right now. The ones I want to talk about, the one I want to talk about specifically today is Horse Sense. Because Horse Sense, it's an old book. It's a really old book, and it's hard to find this book. In fact, I remember having it, I remember reading it, and I've lost it. I don't know where it went, so I had to go on eBay to find it. I couldn't even find it on Amazon because it's out of print. I went to eBay, found it on eBay, bought it on eBay, really low price. And the reason why I like these books is because they tell the truth. They tell the truth. There's so few books out there that tell the truth. So when a book tells the truth, then I got to keep it in my library forever, because my library is very, very small. My library of truthful books is very small. And of course, if I do see more books that tell the truth, then I will bring them into my library. But even though I've read hundreds and hundreds of thousands probably books in my life, these are all the books I have found that really tell the truth. And the one I want to talk about today is Horse Sense. And Horse Sense, like I said, was a book by the same authors who did the 22 Immutable Laws of Marketing. Classic marketing book. And this marketing book basically talked about creating a market of one. Right? So instead of competing with other people in the marketplace, that eventually marketplaces skinny themselves down to 1 or 2 players in the space, right? I mean, they were talking about things like IBM and Pepsi and Coke, but if you look at it today, look at Google. Google has a commanding presence in the search engine marketplace. Commanding, right? So you could say that Google has basically taken over that market, and that's it. I mean, there's other search engines out there, but they've kind of taken over the market. So one of the things they're trying to say in this book is in the 22 Immutable Laws of Marketing is create your own market. create a completely different market, become number one in that new marketplace. But that's not the book I'm going to talk about. I'm going to talk about Horse Sense. It was written by the same people who wrote that book. And the most interesting thing about that book is that it's all about success. And what they're trying to say with this book is that, and it's called Horse Sense because they talk about horses, quote unquote. And horses in their minds are things that you latch onto in order to become successful. Because everyone knows that you cannot be successful on your own. Now, there's some of these things that you can latch onto. Some of these horses that they talk about in the book are things that you can do on your own. Like, for example, they have a product horse. So if you create a product and you sell this product, then you can be successful selling this product. And one of the interesting things about the book is that it's organized by odds. You know, like in horse racing, there's horses that have high odds, and there's horses that have low odds. There's horses that have high odds of success, and there's horses that have low odds of success. And I found it really, really interesting that the product and the company and all of the typical businessy, career-y type ways of becoming successful were all at the end of the book, where the percentage, or they're like 10 to 1, 50 to 1, 20 to 1, the odds were really, really low that you were going to be successful with a product or a company. But the ones where the odds were high were things like marrying into wealth, right? And I thought, wow, this book, and you can go out and find it if you want. I mean, it's pretty rare. And of course, it was written in an earlier time. So let's say it's not as woke as you would expect this kind of book to be. Tells the truth, because the reality is that there are quick ways to success and there are slow ways to success. There are quick ways to success that you may not ethically want to take, and there are slow ways to success that you may ethically want to take. And there's a combination of both. But what I found was really interesting with this book is that it told the truth. And there's so few books that tell the truth. So I ask you out there, all of you who are listening, all of you who are watching my show right now, I'm putting together my list of books for 2021. The top books for futurists, for innovators, for startup founders, and I'm putting them in my newsletter. And I also want to hear from you. I want to hear from you. What books do you think should go on this list? What books do you feel have actually published the truth of the matter? I would love to add some more books to my tiny little library of books that tell the truth. And I would love to add your suggestion to that library and your suggestion to my books for innovators, futurists, and startup founders. So let me know in the comments below of any books that you feel should be in that category. And let me know what books you feel are so truthful that they really spoke to you. They told you that this was real. This was reality. This was truth. That's it for me for today. See you next time, and until then, don't forget to think future.